Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Ruslan G YouTube channel. If it's your first time to the channel, welcome. And if it's your second, third, fourth, fifth time to the channel, welcome back. And if you like content like this, go smash that like button because I'm gonna be sharing with you exactly how my Tesla Model Y pays for itself. And if you haven't seen the very first video on the series of exactly how this works, I'm gonna go ahead and link it above and in the description below as well, but also you can just click it here if it's your first time watching this. If you've never seen my face before, great, welcome. And essentially, the way that my Tesla Model Y pays for itself is I rent it out to others. That's why I'm not in it right now, otherwise I'd be recording it in the video. But the way that it pays for itself is I rent it out to other people that wanna have that experience, and it's through an app called Turo. If you've never heard of it, it's very simple to use. So in today's episode, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much I made in the month of September. So if you're watching this in the distant future, this is talking about September 2020. And without further ado, let's dive into the month of September. Welcome back. So the very first thing I want to mention is I am not sponsored or endorsed by Turo to make this type of content, and I'm actually not even paid on YouTube as of current. Maybe if you're watching this in the distant future, maybe I am, but for the most part, I don't make money on YouTube, and a lot of my income comes from Turo and other revenue sources, such as this exact thing that I have back here, which is my book that I wrote not too long ago, The Journey to Health. If you want to go check that out, it's right there linked in the back. And then also, if you want to go check it out, the Epic Freedom Journal, I wrote this back in the day. It's exactly how, a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of gurus, a lot of billionaires, millionaires, this is how they structure their days. And, it's all about being grateful and goal setting. So go check that out as well. It's down in the description below and this little booklet. So if you're ever feeling, unmotivated or uninspired to do what you want to do, there's a bunch of cool quotes in here that you can just flip through. They're very cheap, and they're all on Amazon as well. So in the month of September, I made a total of $1358. So in order to make this $1358, I didn't have my car for 15 days total, which kind of seems like, oh, I didn't really get to use my car all that much, but really, I don't need my car to drive around. I work from home, I work here, and I also have a second car that we use, so it's not a really big deal. But essentially, the main purpose of this Tesla Model Y is to be rented out on Turo, and then I use it in case, I need to go run an errand or something like that, and I have access to the car. Other than that, its main purpose is just for Turo, and eventually, once it's paid off, then I will inherit the car full time and drive it around for my own. But like I mentioned in the other episode, in the previous episode, I did warn you guys that if you want to do something like this, you have to be okay with your car being rented by strangers, and also you have to be okay with not having a car for most of the time. So that's why I say, okay, 15 days, not too bad, but I also pocketed $1358. Now that's not including expenses. So let's talk about the expenses. The expenses for these 3 trips roughly cost only about $35. Doesn't sound like a lot, but let me tell you all the work that went into it as well. So I had to do 3 car washes in order to fulfill each one of these trips. So before the first one, before the second one, and before the third, I cleaned the car fully and I wiped down all the insides, interior. So this takes a few hours in order to make sure that the cleanliness of the car is absolutely superb. I'm also a clean freak and an organizer. I'm not super organized everywhere, but when it comes to my car and presentability and client relationships, I make sure everything is spotless. So I take my time, and so that's why it takes a few hours each time to clean the car. And also the $30 went a long way. I got to clean the car inside and out. And also I spent an extra $5 to charge it once, because one of the guys that booked was actually right after the previous guy within the same day. So it was nice to have the back-to-back booking, but it also cost a little bit of money to charge, which normally I just charge at home, which costs me nothing because I have a charger that's free right outside my house where I live. So there was some additional cost there, but not to worry. $35 for total amount of expenses for the month of September is nothing. Some people pay hundreds of dollars to have their car cleaned, maintenance, all that, but because it's electric, there's not a lot of maintenance cost that goes into it. But let's talk about exactly how much I made after expenses were taken out. So the total final amount for the month of September was $1,323. And then of course there was some change in there, but I just rounded it up. So $1,300 is pretty much what I made for the month of September. And I like to deduct my total car payment from that as well, because technically that does go into the cost of owning the car, which is $861. And so $861 is what we deduct from that $1,323. And we get a total profit of $462 in my pocket that I can use for whatever I want. And this month I actually put it towards rent, so now I had a less hefty rent payment, and my car for this month is completely paid for. Cha-ching! So I'm super happy that this was able to happen this month, and hopefully it keeps on happening. I would love to have even more extra income. Most of every month I have completely open, so I typically don't have any unavailability on my calendar besides maybe a few days if we are out of town or something like that. But other than that, my car is always online and ready to be booked. So if you're in Salt Lake City and you want to drive in a Tesla Model Y, go check out my booking. It's really easy. And if you're here just for the content, that's totally fine too. I already have a video on commonly asked questions, which I actually got a bunch on the previous video. So if you want to go watch that one on exactly Tesla on Turo questions and answers, I will link it up here as well. And if you enjoyed this one, go smash that like button one more time. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and without further ado, I'll let you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Peace out.